It's early days, but could this be another perfect season? 4 for 4 is a good start. We'll show you how. And a new era in pro flat track is emerging with Kawasaki leading the charge. We'll explain. And in GNCC, 2 previous race winners find themselves on the top step. And we talk to Yoshimura Suzuki's rookie superbike ace, Jake Lewis. All that and more only on the Racer X Show. What's up? Thanks for checking in on us. I'm Greg, and this is the Racer X Show. Fresh off another trip to the pro motocross races, Glen Helen in SoCal. 200-foot climb up the top of Mount St. Helens. It's something everyone should see. The day was perfect. Crowd was thick. Ryan Dungey came away frustrated. I love the intensity to win in that guy. But I've said too much already. Let's get moving.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Acerbis, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
We begin with our motocross segment presented by Acerbis. Round 2 of the 2015 Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship happened in Southern California at the famed Glen Helen Raceway, where a healing Ken Roczen surprised most by being the fastest qualifier, with last week's winner Eli Tomac back in 6th. But it's the race, or races, that matter. Here's Jason Wygant and Grant Langston with the story.
This is the 250 class, and your 250 defending champion, Jeremy Martin, who was also the Bud Light Fast Qualifier this morning. The bike won't start. That's the rest of the field taking off. Now they're going to bump start the bike. They push it. He jams it into gear. The bike finally fires. Now, this is what happened while the gate was dropping. Adam Cincerillo in the green bike gets plowed, runs into Alex Martin and a few others. He crashes as he's getting his bike up. Jeremy Martin, who did get his bike started, gets into the race and then goes to work from next to last. Up front, Jesse Nelson on 28 and 25 of Marvin Musquin. Great battle for the #1 spot. Entire first half of the race, they went at it. Finally, Musquin able to secure the lead, and from there, he would go on to a dominant victory. Second moto win of the year for him. And here are your results from that first moto. So Jeremy Martin, who could not even get the bike running until after the race had started, comes all the way back from 40th to 5th. Good run by Mitchell Oldberg up inside the top 10. Kyle Peters also 7th. That's solid. Well, Jeremy Martin had some bad luck in the first race earlier today. Was glad on the #1 to get a good start in the second race until he gets knocked down by Jesse Nelson. And then he's stuck with a pair of Geico Honda riders, Jordan Smith and Matt Bisceglia. So he is just about last to start this one. Then Marvin Musquin, your leader, makes a mistake, and the other Martin, Alex, takes the lead. Nelson also in the hunt as well. Musquin would have to go to work on Nelson and then Martin. And little mistake on the bottom of the hill here by the 31 allows Musquin to get the drive and make the pass uphill. And from there, he would not be headed. 1-1 on the day. He wins both races. 3 of 4 moto wins so far this year. Certainly a happy Frenchman after a strong performance like that. Let's show you the results from this second moto. Oh, actually, it's the overall here. Justin Hill, good comeback for him following that second with a 5th. He's 2nd, Nelson 3rd. What do they all have in common, Grant, those 3 riders?
They're all in KTM, so a sweep for them on the podium.
Ken Roczen, Jason Anderson crash into each other on the first lap. That would ruin Anderson's race completely. Roczen would rally back for 8th place. Justin Barcia leading early on the 51. Ryan Dungey, they're going to use an outside line here to take over the lead. The outside, good momentum, and then inside of the next corner, he's got the #1 spot. But everybody's been buzzing about Eli Tomac and the kind of performances he was able to put on in our 2 motors of the first race. He gets up to 2nd. Dungey stalls for the first time, and that allows Tomac to take over the lead. Dungey was solid in 2nd the entire way until the last lap of the bike stalled again, and he pushed back to 6th. So Tomac 3 for 3, starting the year off, dare I say it, perfect. So here are the results now. Both Barcia and Nicoletti going to the podium. Double podiums for JGR Yamaha. Chad Reed 4th, Pike 5th. So that's 3 of the Joe Gibbs Racing bikes in the top 5. Dungey back to 6. That's tough on him. Well, the #3 Honda back by Geico. Gets the whole shot. That's bad news because he has clearly been the fastest rider this year. Good start for Ryan Dungey on the number 5, the 51 of Justin Barcia, and Ken Roczen. First time we've really seen him up front this year. Watch this. Weston Peick is going to crash. How did he keep the Yamaha underneath him? And how did Brett Metcalf not crash on his Kawasaki? That was incredible. Good saves. And no such trouble for Eli Tomac. He swept to the Glen Helen just like he did last week at Hangtown. He wins by 23.5 seconds. Well, it made Dungey a minute closer than he was the last time. Dungey said he won't beat us by that much again, and he was at least right about that. Roczen, that's a big podium for him. Barcia out Jules Anderson for 4th.
In the post-race press conference, Red Bull KTM's Ryan Dungey was, well, happy with 3rd overall, but pretty frustrated over his bike having stalled. He made sure that we knew that these things happen. But you can see how much Dungey wants to win and prove that he's just as fast as Tomac. Now on the opposite side, it was all smiles for Justin Barcia, so stoked on his performance on the day. Next up, Thunder Valley in Lakewood, Colorado. You can catch all the great action on TV. Live first motos on MAV, that's 3 to 5 p.m. East, then slightly delayed on NBCSN at 6:30 p.m. East until 8:30. Set your DVR, and that is our motocross segment presented by Acherbys. Now our road race segment presented by Yoshimura, where we turn our attention yet again to the World Superbike Series. We're heading into round 6. Kawasaki's Johnny Ray has nearly run the table since race 2 at round 1 in Australia, only losing Aragon race 2 to Factory Ducati's Chaz Davis. But that would change as Ray's teammate, 2013 world champ Tom Sykes, took the double, beating the current world championship leader Ray by 3.7 seconds in the first one, over 9 in the second one. Former AMA star Chaz Davis double podiumed for Ducati. Ray still with a 101-point lead over Haslam, with Sykes and Davis hanging around as well. In World Supersport, Kenan Sofuoglu extends his streak of wins to 4 in a row as American PJ Jacobsen brings it home in 5th. Rumor has it, drama for PJ's team. He might be on a new one. We'll have more on that very soon. But for now, the New Yorker dropped back to 3rd in the World Championship points battle. Last week, we showed you highlights from the new AMA Superbike Championship known as Moto America. And you've seen the name Jake Lewis, who rides for the Yoshimura Suzuki team. But you may not know much about the Superbike rookie who's already logged 2 podium finishes in only 6 races. So, this is what we do. Please welcome to the Racer X show, Jake Lewis. Jake, good to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
You're 19 years old and now a full factory Superbike racer. How'd you get here?
Yeah, I come from a small town in Princeton, Kentucky. It has 7,500 people and 1 high school, so a really small town. And I grew up dirt track racing. I started when I was 4 years old and gradually got into road racing. I started doing that when I was 8, and then I won a lot of amateur awards and pretty much every award you could win along the way to the pro ranks. And I've had a pretty good professional career so far. When I was 16, I won the Super Sport Championship and then Rookie of the Year in Sport Bike, and had a really good season in Sport Bike last year. And then, really grateful to get the opportunity to ride for Yoshimura Suzuki. They've won many Superbike titles, so.
It's a big jump from the 600 Sport Bike machine to a factory Superbike. What's it been like?
Yeah, it's huge just because I've never rode a 1000 until I got on the Yoshimura bike. I've always been on 600s, 125s, so jumping on a super bike right away, I had a lot to learn and still have a lot to learn. So I'm still struggling a little bit riding it like a 600, and I need to work on my riding to adjust to the 1000, but so far it's going okay. The crew's working amazing with me, and I'm really comfortable on the bike. Being 6'3", it definitely fits me a little bit better. And
Wait, how is riding a Superbike different from a 600 machine?
Yeah, so far I've just been kind of struggling with the corner speed. I've always had good corner speed on 125s and 600s, but always I've heard everyone say ride a 1000 point and shoot, but then you still have to have corner speed, and I learned that at VIR in race 2 when I was on Gagne and then Beaubier for a few laps. Just my corner speed's still struggling a little bit, but we have a really fast bike, so that helps me out quite a bit.
So when's the next time that we can see you race?
Yeah, this weekend I'm heading up to Wisconsin, for the Superbike doubleheader shootout. looking forward to that weekend, and hope to see a lot of fans out there. Come by the Suzuki pits, get an autograph, and chat with me and Roger. We're going to try to put the Suzukis up on top of the podium and do our best. So hopefully I'll see you there.
Jake Lewis from Yoshimura Suzuki, thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Tune into fanschoice.tv to catch 600 Supersport race action and MotorTrendOnDemand.com for all the Superbike races from Road America. MotoGP will be on Fox Sports 1 at 7:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. That's East Coast from Mugello in Italy. Rossi might extend his lead, we'll see. And that is our road race segment, brought to you by Yoshimura. And now, finally, we get to talk about AMA Pro Flat Track. We haven't seen these guys and gals race up the roundy-round stuff since Daytona in March. It's May 26th, for those who don't know. And what better way to come back than with a mile oval, Springfield Mile to be exact. And to refresh your memory, number 2 Kenny Coolbeth leads Brandon Robinson, Sammy Halbert, and number 1 plated Jared Mees in the championship. Do the video. Now, on these long tracks, drafting and passing is the name of the game. And if you can keep that draft, that's 90% of the battle. And these days, we're seeing some manufacturers in the sport that we haven't seen before. Harley-Davidson, of course. That's what Jared Mees and his wife Nicole are racing. But KTM 990 Super Duke, Ducati 1100 Scrambler, the Triumph Bonneville all made the main event. So did the very fast, well-developed Kawasaki EX650. The 2 riders who flogged the green machines around Illinois State Fairgrounds, number 7 Sammy Halbert on the Briggs Auto entry in 4th, number 42 Brian Smith on the Crosley Radio entry leading the way. Number 6 Brad Baker, the lone factory rider, was in the mix in 3rd, and the number 1 plate of Mees in 2nd. To the final lap we go with Chris Carr and Scotty Dubler.
If Jared Mees is going to win this, he's going to have to go by right now as he goes up the inside and makes the move up the inside. This is probably his best chance. He's going to have to get it through the middle of turns 3 and 4, but the 42 is lined up perfect. If Mees is going to have to be evasive, and there goes the 42 around the outside and wins it.
Wow. So Kawasaki wins the GNC1 class, and half the top 10 were Cowies as well. Just off the screen in 11th was Jared Mees' wife, Nicole, with a solid 11th. But to the victor goes the interview.
Oh, great, man. It was a great race. I mean, I was just telling Jared, man, thanks for keeping it clean. These miles have been getting a little sketchy these last couple years, and Jared kept it clean, did exactly what I did if I was on a different motorcycle besides the Kawasaki.
With his 7th place, Coolbeth still leads the way. Mees climbs into 2nd, with last year's runner-up Smith still a ways back. But we still have 13 races to go. Since you're on your computer, you can catch round 4 coverage of the Sacramento Mile on fanschoice.tv. It all starts around 2:30 p.m. local, which is 5:30 p.m. on the right coast. Coverage goes for about 5 hours. Wahoo! To the world of off-road racing in round 7 of the 2015 AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country Series presented by Maxxis, which took place at Marvin's Mountaintop in Masontown, West Virginia, for the 4th annual Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer Run GNCC. And if you remember, after suffering a loss and relief about not having to hammer out a perfect season, Factory FMF KTM's Caleb Russell was right here talking about his desire to get back to the middle step of the GNCC podium. So let's find out how he did. Right out of the box, things were looking good for Russell, who would get the jump off the start to claim the $250 All Balls Racing Hole Shot Award and head into the woods leading the XC1 Pro class. But during this one, Russell would face a battle with Air Group Rockstar Energy Husqvarna's Ryan Sipes. Those two would swap positions multiple times during the first couple of laps. But on lap 3, Russell would make the final pass of the race and go on and take the checkers for his 6th overall win of the season. But as Russell told us 2 weeks ago, Ryan Sipes is starting to get this GNCC thing and has been on a steady incline as he continues to show improvement each round. Sipes, who led the first 2 laps and battled with the defending champion Russell, earned his best finish of his GNCC career at the Mountaineer Run with a 2nd overall. After a crash in New York took him out, Thad Duvall rebounds to a 3rd overall finish. But a tip of the cap to Russell, whose margin of victory was about 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Once we got everything figured out, I got back around him and I was like, all right, I'm going to try to get away here. And, I was able to pull a little gap and just keep pulling. And, I'm really surprised with Ryan. for a motocross guy, he's done pretty good on some of the most technical tracks the last two. So
Russell holds the championship points lead, 79 points ahead of NFAB Ampro Yamaha's Grant Baylor, who finished 4th this go-around. How about this? You can catch GNCC race action on NBC Sports Network Saturday, the 30th, round 4 coverage from Big Buck coming at you. All right, you've seen the GNCC bikes that raced up on Sunday, but let's take you back in time one more day to Saturday and the GNCC ATVs. And yep, it's round 7 of the AMSOIL GNCC series presented by Maxxis. Now, I've mentioned that Racer X Show guest Adam McGill was needing a win to stop the bleeding. Well, the West Virginia native wicked it up in his home state and shut me up. Off the start, a little help from the current champ NFAB Ampro Yamaha's Walker Fowler wouldn't hurt. A dead engine penalty. He hit the button too early and would have to stop after lap 1 for 15 seconds before rejoining the fight. Even with Bithell Racing Maxxis Precision's Chris Bithell claiming the $250 AMSOIL XC1 Pro Hole Shot Award and leading the XC1 Pro ATV class to the woods on lap 1, Adam McGill would work his way into the lead on the second lap, and he would hold that lead for the rest of the 2-hour race. However, after his start foul, Fowler would put on a charge, working his way through the pack and gain 7 positions on lap 2. Fowler continued charging through the race, coming up 10 seconds short of McGill at the finish. As the white flag flew, Chris Boritz sat 5th and put together a last lap charge, making the pass for 3rd just 2 turns before the finish. But congratulations to a well-deserved and needed win by McGill.
We had a strategy coming into here, and damn, we painted these woods green, and we come out on top. I mean, the plan worked, everything worked, and we pulled a points lead again, and man, I'm pumped. Bring on Millfield.
So once again, McGill extends his lead to 27 over the number 1 plate. Next stop for the series, Ohio, in less than 2 weeks' time. If you love ATV racing, then make sure you check out ATV MX live this weekend from Ironman. Coverage begins at 2:30 East on RacerTV.com. And you can see it on your telly. Round 3 coverage from Underground on MAV TV at 2:30 in the afternoon on Saturday. Here's the race calendar. Get out and watch the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship at Thunder Valley just outside of Denver, Colorado on Saturday. Moto America races up Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin over the weekend. MotoGP stops in Italy at the awesome Mugello circuit. The fans are crazy Mugello. You got to get there. AMA Pro Flat Track is in NorCal at the Sacramento Mile. Ken Smith do it again. Go watch. ATV MX is in Crawfordsville, Indiana. For round 5 of that series, the Wienen-Hetrick battle continues. And how about AMA Pro Hill Climb? It's so much fun watching that. Round 1 happens in Cookeville, Tennessee at the Tennessee State Hog Rally. Have fun.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Acerbis, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
Okay, time to go. I'm off to Colorado for round 3 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Series. I hope to see you there. But for now, please share the show with everyone. We certainly appreciate it. All right, done, clipped. So for the fine crew here at the Racer X Show, Racer TV, I'm Greg. And remember, we are all racing all the time.